Hello everyone. So when we all become professional, we have to talk with our colleagues, we have to talk with our seniors, our juniors, our subordinates. So every time we talk, we need to be very, very clear. We need to be very, very concise, correct, coherent, concrete, and courteous. In whatever communication we do, it may be written communication, it may be oral communication. In any organization, wherever you work, you need to write emails, you need to write letters, draft letters, you need to talk with your subordinates, seniors, colleagues, you need to exchange WhatsApp messages, you need to exchange emails, you need to receive phone calls. So every time you are bound to communicate, and in order to make your communication very effective, these are the 7 C's that are very much necessary, and these 7 C's we are going to discuss in this video. So uh, the purpose behind making you aware about these C's is that you need to be very, very effective, because when you communicate so that your task has to be done, or any task to be done. And if there is no outcome of our communication, then there is some issue with our communication. It may be about clarity, it may be about conciseness, or it may be whatever 7 C's that you could see on the screen. So we have to work on these one by one, and cautious and deliberate efforts are required. Because in any organization, the formal situation or informal situation, if the communication is not effective, there are bound to be misunderstanding, there are bound to be fights, there are bound to be debates, heating arguments, and etc. So the reason why we should give lot of importance to these 7 C's of communication is this, that you need to communicate very effectively. You communicate so that the task should be done, and from that point of view we are going to learn all these 7 C's of communication in this video. First of all, we have to understand what is meant by presentation, because the students, they are supposed to make presentations sometimes, or they are supposed to make deliver a talk in seminar. So what is this seminar and presentation? Presentation is a talk giving information about something. It may be to persuade, it may be to inform, it may be to increase the knowledge of the audience. The person comes up with some audiovisual material, it may be PPTs or maybe some videos and all, and the expert person who is well read and learned person gives the presentation on that decided topic. So this is presentation. And meaning of seminar means what? An occasion where a teacher or expert and group of people meet to study and discuss something. It may be that the organization is facing some issue. It may be about retention of the employees, that the employees are simply leaving one particular organization. So why the people leave one particular organization, there might be some reasons. So the people from that area, the expert person from that area may be called, or some people, those who are really expert and experienced in that particular area, they are called, and they discuss that particular topic of concern, common concern. And that is what seminar is. So people, those who are attending this, either you have to make presentation or you have to come up with the seminar. So you have your choice. So most of the time what I expect, that you all are not expert in one particular area, so you better come up with the presentation. So what are these 7 C's? Number one is clarity. One should send a very clear message without any scope of ambiguity or confusion. The message should be crystal clear, means whatever the message is, as it is, you have to convey. So this is what the importance of this particular C, that is clarity. One example I have quoted, you can have your own examples, you can come up with your own examples. If you have some better examples about clarity, you can simply put a message in inbox. Hi, we need some amount of information about the topic that you started in the board meeting. This is completely confusing and not clear, or it has the scope of guessing. So the person is not clear about what he or she expects. The clear message anybody would understand and appreciate, that is, hi, we need information about use of chat GPT, being very, very specific, particular in promoting chat gpt. Obviously use of chat gpt is expected, but in which area? In promoting our dairy products, among the young generation students. So this is very very crystal clear message, focused message, and whoever receives this message will act accordingly. There is no scope of ambiguity or confusion. This is how you have to make sure that your any message, it may be written message, it may be oral message, it may be during your discussion, formal meeting discussion, anywhere when you talk, you must think before you talk that whatever you are talking, it is clear and making some sense. Otherwise the people will not pay attention to what you said, or whatever you said, it will create confusion, and that is not good in any team. Conciseness. It means to the point. Only the gist, not less than required, not more than required, information should be given. In any form, oral, written, whether you are on phone, whether you are mailing someone, whether you are writing a black and white letter, whether you are putting one proposal, whether you are writing a report, make sure that information, whatever is required, that much information you provide. Otherwise sometimes it is redundant, unnecessary things, and because of that it consumes time, and the authority or the person who receives that information tend to neglect it, and because of this some good information may be neglected, and which is not good for the health of any organization. For example, as the examination is approaching, it is our responsibility now to prove ourselves. It's a high time to take a decision. I mean, we have to study seriously. This is all beating around the bush. It is unnecessary, redundant stuff that is stuffed over there. The concise message is simple: study hard because your examination is approaching. Hardly 10 days are there, or maybe 21st of January, your examination will begin. So this is conciseness. Whatever is required, that much information you provide, and it will save the time of the person. The person will understand exactly what is there, because bigger the message, chances of confusion are more. And that's why you need to be to the point when you talk. Whether you are presenting yourself, you are putting across your proposal, whether you are negotiating, whether you are resolving any conflict, everywhere you need to be very, very concise and to the point. That will save your energy, time, as well as time of the listeners. The next C is completeness. The message should be complete. It should contain all the necessary information for the intended audience. The message should not be sent to the receiver, back to the receiver to get more information. Sometimes you must have understood that you write one message, or maybe WhatsApp message, or you just call someone, and the same receiver gives you call again to clarify something more about it. That means your initial message was not complete. Many times it is observed that the people come to the source of the information again and again to get the complete idea of what he or she wanted. For example, teacher says, student, you have holiday tomorrow. Above is incomplete message. Simple. Complete message: when teacher says you have holiday on 26th of January, it is our Republic Day, but you all have to remain present at 8 a.m. sharp for flag hoisting ceremony, and then you can go home by 10 a.m. The message should have all the answers about what, when, where, why, and who. So if your message in written or oral form, whatever information you are passing, if it satisfies all these five or whatever required, you must make sure that it has what means, क्या बोलने वाले हो, when, where, the place, why, the reason why you are doing so, and who is the person you are targeting. That would be the complete message. If you are passing incomplete message, there is a, there there are the chances that the utter confusion will take place, misunderstanding may take place, and you will incur a huge loss. Correctness. The message should be true or correct. Don't provide wrong information. It may cause a lot of damage to the life, money, and time. It means besides the correct information, correct grammar, punctuation, spelling are all are necessary. So whenever you are speaking, or whenever you are writing any message in the form of a report, in the form of email, in the form of letter, make sure that your information is correct. Not in terms of information. If you need 10 computers, you must make sure that you have written 10 computers and not 0 or 01, because sometimes the typo error may occur, and so that may put you in complete mess sometimes. And to avoid it, you must make sure that you are giving correct information, and to get rid of this, and or to get correct message, you have to proof it once or twice, or you can ask the third person to check whether you have given the correct information or not. Not only in terms of information, but in terms of grammar, in terms of punctuation, in terms of spelling. For example, go. Slow men are at work. Go slow, men are at work. मी चोरी करणार नाही केल्यास शिक्षा द्यावी. See, the simple wrong pause at wrong place may convey wrong meaning, and that's why you need to be very very careful whenever you are passing a written information or oral information at the formal scenario as well as informal scenario, because misunderstanding may result in fights. To see the correctness, what you need to check any facts and figures and details. So whenever you are working in any organization, make sure that whatever proposals you are putting across, whatever negotiation you are putting across, your facts, figures and details are absolutely correct. Proofread it twice in terms of grammar, spelling and punctuation. Do not use any slang language or technical terms, the jargons, because the person who is going to read it may not be comfortable or may misunderstand what you said, or may give you call back, what do you mean by this one particular term. So make sure that you are using a simple language that the audience or the reader will be comfortable with. Make sure that you have given updated information on the topic. This is also very much required in the era of this technology, because the information which is available today may be outdated tomorrow, and that's why you need to be very careful in terms of the correctness of the information or the message that you pass forward. Coherence, this is very typical. Sometimes we lose it, sometimes there are so many thoughts in our mind, and that's why very helter skelter written communication or oral communication is done. And here we need to take extra care about the coherence. So what is this coherence? Coherence is the link between two sentences and paragraphs. It is a smooth flow of ideas in the text. In order to make any message coherent, one should organize ideas in logical order and connecting them effectively by using transition words and phrases. The transition words I have given you, I will zoom in so that you can understand it better. See, as a result, for example, I have practiced hard, I have listened good English, and as a result, today I can speak in front of you because I have uploaded more than 600 video lectures because I wanted my students to get the information available 24 by 7. Finally, so whatever I have discussed so far, finally I would say that, see the link, because it's a proper and natural link that is making you understand what I want to say. So these are some transition words that you can use in your written communication as well as oral communication, so that you should appear, or whatever information you pass forward, it is coherent and not helter skelter or random. Sometimes if you put across random sentences and there is no link, it may cause confusion and there won't be any effective communication. The sixth one is courteousness, and majority of the time the people violate this directly or indirectly or knowingly or unknowingly. What is this courteousness? Courteousness, it refers to the use of polite and respectful language and behavior. It involves maintaining a professional and friendly tone, observing social norms, and showing respect for others' opinion, time, and need. If one follows courteousness in communication, it results in better understanding and stronger relationship. A simple example I will quote. If you are going to the cabin of your principal, if you knock the door and if you see that the principal is busy in signing something, and there after your knock he gets disturbed, it is your moral responsibility to say, excuse me sir, I am really sorry to disturb you at this time, but this is an emergency. So this is how you need to be courteous whatever and wherever you go. It may be formal situation, informal situation, you are disturbing your friend, or even if you are disturbing your colleague, you must make sure that you are very very polite and respectful in terms of your written communication as well as oral communication. For example, I have given you, hello David, your handwriting is terrible. You have become a doctor without doing MBBS. It is very sarcastic comment and it may pinch the person, it may prick the person, and the person may feel offended. Instead of that, you can simply label it in proper. It's not sugar coated language, it's professional, because you want the work to be done. You don't want it to be disturbed. So, hello David, I really like the answer that you wrote on board. It's really thought provoking. Had your handwriting a bit nice, it would have been wonderful. So this is how you appear to be courteous when you write letter, when you write reports, when you write emails, when you talk with your seniors, your colleagues, with your superiors, or maybe subordinates. So make sure that you follow this courteousness to make your communication very very effective. Till seventh one is concreteness. So concreteness means what? The message should not be abstract. The message, I mean, in there are so many words, they have some individual meaning, because what I feel as good, the listener may not feel the same thing as good. For example, if I give 100 rupees as a pocket money to my son, he may feel this is good that my father is giving me 100 rupees. But imagine Mr. Ambani is giving only 100 rupees as a pocket money to his son. So that may be the worst situation. Situation is same, but for him it is not good. It is very worst. So that's why you must give concrete messages that it doesn't get deviated, or it is not abstract, or every individual would understand the same. It should be specific. Concrete words refer to real or actual items, things you can count, touch, name, and identify in time. You have to use such words and such messages in your oral and written information. In professional communication, the goal is to be concrete as possible. Is to be concrete. It is because the readers, the listeners, and the audience should understand the same thing, even if they belong to different culture, different community, they belong to different country. Whoever listens or reads your sentence should understand exactly the same, and there shouldn't be any abstract entity available in the message. For example, the college bathrooms are bad. I'm giving you very simple example. The word bad has something different, and every individual has different meaning about the word bad. Instead of that, if I say concretely, the college bathrooms have no water to clean, the taps have been broken, the smell is unbearable. This is very concrete, and let anybody read this, he or she will understand exactly that there is no water to clean, the taps are broken. Whereas the college bathrooms are bad, it has the scope of misunderstanding, because every individual has his own connotation in terms of the word bad. So this is what 7 C's of communication I have given you, like concreteness, courteousness, coherence, correctness, completeness, conciseness, clarity. So I want you to come up with your own presentation in terms of the 7 C's. If you have some more additions, you can come up with. Either you conduct a seminar or you come up with your presentation as PPT. You would be most welcome. See you in next practical. Good luck.